In yesterday's topic, I discussed about Indian standard classification of soil. So, based upon that, there are four major categories of soil based on the particle size. Uh, Sand, silt, gravel, and clay. Now, how do you, when you go to field without any sieves, without any sedimentation analysis, with your naked eyes or with some small tests, how do you identify different type of soils on the field without conducting any experiments? So before we get into this, let us first revise Indian standard soil classification. So as per IS classification, soil is divided into six groups. Boulders, particle size is greater than 300 mm. Cobble, particle size is between 80 mm to 80 mm and 300 mm. Gravel, particle size is between 4.75 mm and 80 mm. Sand, particle size is between 75 micron and 4.75 mm. Silt, particle size is between 2 micron and 75 micron. And finally, clay, which is the smallest, which is having the smallest particle size, less than 2 micron. In a broad classification, that is coarse grained soil and fine grained soil. Please remember this: particle size smaller than 75 micron, it is fine grained soil. Particle size uh, bigger than 75 micron, it is coarse grained soil. So silt and clay are fine grained soils. Sand, gravel, cobble, and boulders are coarse grained soil. So this is my S classification as per particle size. Uh, in my another type of IS classification, Indian Standard Soil Classification System, uh, it can be broadly divided into three groups: coarse grained soil, fine grained soil, and peat. Peat is an organic soil. It consists of decomposed matter in the soil. It is a separate group. Whereas coarse grained soil and fine grained soil, if more than 50% of your soil is retained on 75 micron sieve, then it is coarse grained soil. If more than 50% is passing through 75 micron sieve, then it is fine grained soil. That is, if you take 1000 grams of soil, if more than 500 grams are retained on 75 micron sieve, it is coarse grained soil. If more than 50% of soil, if more than 500 grams is passing, it is fine grained soil. Now, further these three groups, it leads to total of 18 groups of soil. In coarse grained soil, there are 8 groups. When we get to know that the given soil is coarse grained soil, we have to identify whether the given soil is sand or gravel. Now the size of gravel is more than 4.75 mm. If in our given sample of soil, majority percentage is of gravel particles, if majority of soil is getting retained on 4.75 mm sieve, then it is gravel. If majority of soil particles lie between 75 micron and 4.75 mm, then it is sand. So we have to do sieve analysis to find out whether in the given sample of in the given sample of soil, how much percentage of gravel is there and how much percentage of sand. The major percentage is that of gravel, then the given soil is gravel. Uh, or if the highest percentage is that of sand, the given soil is a sand. Uh, so now our soil is identified as coarse grained soil, and now upon identifying the given soil as coarse grained soil, we have to find out whether the soil is sand or gravel. And after finding out whether the given soil is sand or gravel, next further you have to check whether the percentage of fine grained soil is more than 12% or less than 12%. If the percentage of fines or fine grained soil is more than 12%, then the given soil may be silty gravel or silty sand, or it may be classified as clayey gravel or clayey sand. To find out whether it is silty or clayey, you have to plot plasticity chart. With the help of plasticity chart, you will identify whether the given soil is clayey or silty. Next, this is done only when the percentage of fines is more than 12%. Let's say percentage of fines is less than 12%. Then from CU analysis, I had told you in one of the previous classes, you have to draw a particle size distribution curve, and depending on that curve, you have to see whether the given soil is well graded or poorly graded. Depending on the values of Cu and Cc, that is coefficient of curvature and uniformity coefficient, you have to find out whether the given soil sample is well graded or poorly graded. And depending on that, the soil can be well graded gravel or poorly graded gravel, well graded sand or poorly graded sand. So in total, if the given soil is coarse grained soil, it can be classified as well graded gravel or poorly graded gravel, well graded sand or poorly graded sand, silty silty gravel or silty sand, clay gravel or clay sand. Now, this is the classification for coarse grained soil. Next, if let's say the given soil sample is a fine grained soil,
Sir,
then
screen
how do
isn't
we
visible, sir.
classify the soil? If the given soil is fine grained soil, there are 9 groups into which the given soil can be uh, categorized. So for fine grained soil, we have to draw plasticity chart. Okay, for a fine grained soil, we have to draw plasticity chart. And yesterday I had shown you what is a plasticity chart. Okay, this is my plasticity chart. X-axis is liquid limit, y-axis is plasticity index. Now I'll, depending on the liquid limit, depending on my liquid limit, I can categorize my soil into 3 groups. If liquid limit is more than 50, then my soil is highly compressible. If my liquid limit is less than 35, the soil is of low compressibility. If liquid limit is between 35 to 50, then soil is of medium compressibility. So please remember this, these ranges. Liquid limit more than 50, highly compressible soil. Liquid limit more than 50. So if my soil lies anywhere here, liquid limit more than 50, then my soil is highly compressible soil. You can see this symbol H, highly compressible clay, MH, highly compressible silt, OH is highly compressible organic soil. So if my liquid limit is more than 50, then the given soil will be highly compressible silt, clay, or organic soil. If the given soil sample, if the liquid limit of the given soil sample is less than 35, then uh, the soil can be called as a soil of low compressibility. Liquid limit less than 35, low compressibility. If liquid limit is between 35 and 50, then it is medium compressibility. Okay, so this is my plasticity chart. Please remember, x-axis is liquid limit, y-axis is plasticity index. Liquid limit more than 50, highly compressible soil. Liquid limit less than 35, low compressibility soil. Liquid limit between 35 and 50, intermediate compressibility or medium compressibility soils. Next, now we know how when the soil will be highly compressible, intermediate compressible, and low compressibility. Now to check whether the given soil is clay or silt. Now there is an A line here. To draw this A line, we have this equation of A line. IP is equal to 0.73 WL minus 20. Using this equation, we have to draw the A line. So after drawing the A line, next we will plot our, we will conduct the experiment, we will find the liquid limit, we will find the plastic limit. Let's say we'll just write here. Okay, let's say liquid limit my liquid limit is equal to 55% and uh, plastic limit is equal to 25%. Uh, so my plasticity index will be equal to liquid limit minus plastic limit. That is 55 minus 25. It is equal to 30. So now liquid limit is 55%. Plasticity index is 30%. So I'll go to my plasticity chart. So here in my plasticity chart, 55% comes somewhere here. Liquid limit is 55, plasticity index is 30. So 55 and plastic limit is 30. So my point comes here. It comes in the region of CH. That is, it is highly compressible clay. We can comment on compressibility based on the value of liquid limit itself. Liquid limit is more than 50, so the given soil will be highly compressible. Now to check whether the given soil is clay or silt, we have to see where the point lies, whether the point lies above the A line or below the line, below the A line. So in our case, the point lies above the A line, so the given soil is clay, and its liquid limit is more than 50. It is clay of high compressibility. So this is how we are classifying the soil using plasticity chart. Any doubts in this? This is a very important concept. So, do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, please ask. Problems will also be solved based on plasticity chart. So, I take it that you don't have any doubts. So, just remember this in your soil classification. First, you have to see whether the soil is coarse grained or fine grained, and then you have to check whether the soil is gravel or sand or clay or silt. These are the four main categories of soil: gravel, sand, silt, and clay. Now, first of the field identification test, let's see how to differentiate between gravel and sand. Now, to distinguish between gravel and sand, the grain size itself is adequate. Now, take some soil and spread it on a level field. Can you see this image? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, see this image. You can see individual soil particles of this is gravel, and most of the particles size are more than 4.75 mm. You can make it out directly through your eyes. So this type of soil sample is a gravel, because most of the soil particles in this sample has a size bigger than 4.75 mm. Now let's come to this part, this image. In this image, all the individual grain sizes are visible, but most of the grain sizes, majority of the grain sizes, you can easily say that is smaller than 4.75 mm. So this soil sample is sand. So just spread it on a flat ground and see, just check the size of individual soil particles. If majority of the individual soil particles have size more than 4.75 mm, then the given soil sample is gravel, or else it is sand. If you cannot see the individual soil particles, if majority of soil is such that individual soil particles cannot be seen through your naked eyes, then it is fine grained soil. Next, how to identify whether the soil is, how to identify between sand and silt. Now the particle sizes of sand range from 75 micron to 4.75 mm, and particle size of silt, they range from 2 micron to 75 micron. Now, again in sand you have three categories: coarse sand, medium sand, and fine sand. So out of these three categories, fine it is difficult to identify fine sand with silt because the particle sizes are almost same, and hence it cannot be easily distinguished by a simple visual examination. Now, uh, silt, it will look a little darker in color compared to the sand. Also, you can differentiate between sand and silt by dispersion test. Now, take a jar of water and pour a spoonful of sample in the jar. If this given soil sample is sand, it will settle down quickly in a minute or two. If the given soil sample is silt, it will take more than 15 minutes, about 15 to 60 minutes to settle down. I'll again repeat: take a jar of water, pour a spoonful of soil sample in the jar. If the soil sample settles in a minute or two, then the given soil sample is sand. If the soil sample takes 15 minutes to 1 hour to settle, then it is silt. So dispersion test is used to identify between fine sand and silt. Next, now silt and clay are fine grained soils. It is very difficult to differentiate between silt and clay based on visual identification. So there are some small tests which can be conducted to differentiate silt from clay. First of those tests are dilatancy test. Now, in the dilatancy test, what we are doing is you see this image. So, we'll take some soil, we'll mix it with water, and we'll keep it in our palm. We will agitate we will mix it properly and we'll agitate it by opening and closing our palm, and then after agitating for some time, after opening and closing your palm for some time, if the given soil sample is clay, now the particle size of clay is very small and porosity of clay is very low. Hence, the movement of water in clay sample is difficult. The water that is inside the soil sample, it remains inside only. It won't come to the surface because porosity of clay is low. It is very difficult for water to travel from inside to the surface. Hence, if it is clay soil, it looks dark. If it is silt, then it gives a shiny appearance. Like this is my on the right side, right image. The given soil sample is uh, contains silt. It is giving a shiny appearance. The water from the inside, it travels through pores and it comes to the surface. The water which is present on the surface gives shiny surface. So in silt, porosity is a little bit more compared to the clay. So when it is silt, it gives shiny appearance. When it is clay, it does not give shiny appearance. So in simple words, take some soil, add some water, mix it in your palm. After some time, if the soil gives shiny appearance, then it is silt. If it does not give shiny appearance, then it is clay. Simple test. Next is dry strength test. In my dry strength test, I'll take a lump of soil. So this is my lump of soil. I'll try to break it with my thumb and
finger. I'll keep it between my thumb and finger and I'll try to break it. I'll take a dry lump of soil. I'll keep it between my thumb and finger and I'll try to break it. If it takes a lot of strength to break the soil, then it is clay. If it breaks easily, then it is silt. So take a dry lump of soil and try to break it between your thumb and finger. If it breaks easily, then the material is silt. If it is clay, you will have to apply more strength to break it. Also, when the soil is moist and it is pressed between the fingers, clay soil gives you a soapy feel or a soapy touch, and it also tries to stick to your fingers or hands, and it cannot be dusted off easily. So try strength test. Take a dry lump of soil, try to break it. If it breaks easily, it is silt. If you have to apply a little more strength to break the soil, then it is clay. And also, if it is a clay soil, it will give you a soapy feeling, and the soil will stick to your hand, and it cannot be dusted off easily. So clay has more dry strength than silt, and clay is more stickier than silt, and it cannot be dusted off easily. So second test is strength test. Let's go to the third test, uh, that is plasticity test. Now, plasticity means the soil can be molded into any shape. Now, usually clayey soils are more plastic than silty soil. Clayey soil can be molded into any desirable shape easily compared to the silty soil. If you try to mold the silty soil into a desired shape, because the plasticity index of the silty soil is less, then the soil will start cracking when you try to deform or when you try to mold silty soil into a desired shape. The soil will start to crack because the plasticity index of silty soil is less compared to plasticity index of liquid limit. Clay soil. The last test is rolling test. This is also based on the plasticity. Now, okay, in rolling test, this is similar to my plastic limit test. We will take soil, add some water, and we will make a soil paste. Then we will take a lump of moist paste and we will try to roll it into a thread. We will try to roll it into a thread of 3 mm diameter. Now, if it is clay, such a thread can be made even up to a length of 30 centimeter, and it is supported by its own weight when it is held at ends. Let's say you take a lump of soil and you try to roll it into a thread of 3 mm. If the given soil is clay soil, you can easily roll it into a thread of 3 mm diameter for a length of 30 centimeter, and you can also hold it without it getting cracked. If it is silty soil, then you cannot roll it into a thread of you cannot roll it into a thread of 3 mm diameter, and even if you roll it into a thread of 3 mm diameter, you cannot hold it freely at both the ends. It is going to crack. The soil is going to crack. So this is rolling test. Now the last test is dispersion test. We had conducted this test to differentiate between sand and silt. The same test can be conducted to differentiate between silt and clay also. Now here also we'll take a jar of soil and we will pour a spoonful of soil in the jar of water. Now if the given soil sample is silt, it will take 15 minutes to 60 minutes to settle. If the given soil sample is clay, it may take hours or even sometimes days to get settled. So soil, pour it into a jar of water. If it gets settled within 50 to 60 minutes, then it is silt. If it takes hours or days to settle, then it is clay. So this is my dispersion test. So these are some of the tests which can be conducted on the field to identify which type of soil is present in the field. It gives quick results and it gives you an idea of what type of soil is present on the site without conducting any experiments. So these are very simple tests, very much helpful when you're on site to identify which type of soil is present. So it gives you an idea as to what type of soil we are dealing with, what type of foundation can be provided. You will get a rough idea. So this completes the theoretical part of first module. Uh, so any questions? Any questions? Okay. Do you know what is the assignment given? What assignment was given for your first internal? What was the assignment given for your first IA test? I'll repeat. Uh, for your first IA test, you have to do all those derivations, basic definitions. You have to write it neatly, and I'll give you some external exam question papers. I'll give you external exam question papers, and you have to solve numerical exams from those question papers. Any doubt in the assignment?
No, sir.
You have to submit the assignment before 5th of October. Your IA is on 8th, 9th, and 10th. So you have to submit the assignment before 5th of October. Write it neatly, scan it, and upload it in the Teams. Okay. Do you know how to upload assignment in the Microsoft Teams?
No, sir. We don't know.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ.
Go to Teams. Here you have this. You have different channels. Fifth semester civil, and go to basic geotechnical engineering here, and then here you have an option called files. In files, you have an option upload. So you can upload files here. Just press upload and please write your name and your USN and also the file name which you are saving. Right, your USN will be your file name 2VD 18CV00 something dash GT. Your file name, please give your file name as 2VD 18CV017 then dash then GT1. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Your file name must be your USN dash GT1. 1 indicates first assignment. And you have to upload it. I'll repeat. Go to Teams option here. Go to that respective channel, Pi underscore civil, basic geotechnical engineering. Then go to Files option here. Then upload. Understood? Okay, that's it for today's class. We'll again meet tomorrow. Uh, tomorrow you should have books, pen, and calculator with you. We'll solve some problems here, and after solving problem here, I'll ask you to solve 1 or 2 problems, and I'll ask you to upload then itself on the Teams. You have to click a photo and upload it. So be ready with a book, pen, and paper. Understood?
Yes, sir.
If you have understood, just raise your hand. Raju, Saifuzaman, Anusha, Girish. Gayatri, Supriya, Harish. They must have muted their teams and busy in some other work. Supriya, okay, she must be busy in watching some movie or serial. So let us meet tomorrow. Be ready with pen, book, and calculator. We'll solve some questions and then I'll ask you to solve some questions and send it tomorrow itself. So tomorrow we will meet at the same time, 10 o'clock. I have my class, so tomorrow we'll meet at 10 o'clock. So thank you for attending today's class. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thanks.